Okay, so what we want to decide is which method would be faster to solve a system of linear equations. So I have two choices. I could either do substitution or elimination method. So if I quickly scan the system, notice that no variable is isolated, meaning not I don't see any x equals something or y equals something, right? But what I do notice is that the x is here. If we look here, oops, let me do this a little bit better. There you go. Notice that the x's are lined up. Notice that my y values here are lined up. My equal sign and my constants here are lined up with each other. So what that means is that I could use elimination method. Okay, so I can use elimination method. And then I do notice here, if you guys notice here, that the y's, right here, the y's, notice that they're the same but opposites to each other. So what I can do is I could add the two equations. That way the y gets eliminated. You're like, well, how does that look like? Well, let me show you. So let me transfer over the work here. So I'll have x plus y is equal to 3. And then I'll have in the bottom x minus y is equal to negative 3 here. So what I could do is add these equations together. So what would happen is that these two here will make a 0. It goes away, right? And then I'll add these two together. Okay, so these are different colors so you guys can see that. So I'll add these two together. X plus x gives me 2x. And then I'll have my equals. And then I bring these two together. 3 plus negative 3 gives me a 0. Right? So this goes away and this also gets eliminated, which is kind of nice. So then I go ahead and work this out. So I have 2x plus 0. So 2x plus 0 is 2x equals 2. And then I get 0 here. So then what I could do is solve for x, which makes it a little bit easier here. I go ahead and divide by 2. And I divide by 2 on both sides. And I get x is equal to 0. So I get x is equal to 0 here. Okay. So then what I could do now is decide whether I want to substitute the x either to the top or bottom. And I'll be honest, I don't like minuses. I honestly don't. So what I'll do is I'll substitute it back into the x here. So how would that look like, you might ask? Well, let me show you. Right, so I'll have here, instead of x, I'll plug in the 0. And then I'll have plus y is equal to 3. Right, so if I work this out, okay, if I work this out, I'll have 0 plus y is just y is equal to 3. So then I write my answer as an ordered pair. Okay, x is 0 and y is 3. Okay, so x is 0, y is 3, and this means I have one solution. Okay, and then what you can do is just verify with Desmos. So let me delete this section here. Okay, and I'll write this up here so you guys can see an example how to type it. X plus y is equal to 3. So I'll put in 3. And then I have here x minus y is equal to, okay, it's equal to negative 3. So I put negative 3. And then notice that it does intersect, these two lines do intersect at x equals 0 and y equals 3, just like I've had here. So notice I verified my answer using Desmos. Okay, so there's my answer right here.